Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Tarot Sundays here on Goddess Theory SN. For today's episode, we are inside due to the storms that are happening here in Georgia. And so I thought that it would be fun to take that energy and to do a tarot reading for myself. Now, I'm not going to give you guys the results of the tarot for myself, but I was going to use the card for today's episode, and maybe it can help y'all. And so we are going to be using the Sisters of the Sea Oracle deck, and the intentions for today's tarot reading were: what change do the storm's energy have in store for me? Now, I want everybody to imagine that there is thunderstorms, loud thunder, lightning. When you're looking out the window, you can't see more than your hand kind of in front of your face like this due to how heavy the rain is coming down. There has been some tornadoes also reported in this area as well. So think of that wild energy that storms like that can bring. I also want to apologize if you hear the dog grunting. He is laying right here behind me. So he's throwing a little bit of a fit because I'm being too loud for him. So when I first pulled this card, the card I pulled today was the Helper. A couple of things that I first was drawn to that I looked at on the card. And the first one, which you guys probably can't see really well on the image, but let me see if I can get it zoomed in. So kind of here by my nail polish a little bit, and into the bottom of the trees here. There is kind of like some stars and sparkles type thing. Maybe even potentially like some like quote unquote berries on the bush, but I see them as stars. That's the little fine details that you'll see when your cards are physically in hand. But that was kind of the first thing that popped out to me. I noticed how she was wearing some jewelry. She has her arm cuff as a bracelet. Her hair with her color at the end, the tips are different. She's sitting up straight, making direct eye contact with the seahorse. Some people may have the interpretation of that being a dragon versus a seahorse, but she has that straight up back. She's making that eye contact. You have the trees in the background. It's raining. The water that they're in is kind of like a gray mucky color, which again can be linked to when we're having like storms. Water can kind of be a little yucky per se. And I also wanted to point out too, a lot of the cards I have done so far, the mermaids have been submerged in the water. So yes, you can see their full tail, their hair kind of flowing in the water, those types of things. This card, she is sitting up straight. You see half of her tail. She's up above the water, like so, in the sense of holding herself up. After kind of taking a look at those images, and kind of seeing what they felt, like what energies they felt and brought to me, I kind of got that sadness, because with storming, raining, mucky water, kind of that that nasty, sad factor of that type of weather in general. You can't go outside, you can't soak up the sun. So it comes with some of those sadnesses, that sorrow per se. Then I think about the hardships that you could be going through, or I could be going through, I should say, because this was a reading for myself. So the hardships that I was going through, the strength, so her pushing herself up, that strength, that contact, the eye contact between the two of them is very powerful as well. It shows like that potential for like mentorship, change, a new friendship. Um, but this card also, the first initial like energy wave I got was like power, magic. And again, you know, looking at the little stars here that are in the trees, that's kind of what made me think that this was that magic, that power potential. Um, And these are all things that I looked at prior to reading the guidebook. This is the first time that I have ever pulled this card. So I do need to go through, read the book, guidebook, and kind of do further self-reflection per se, since this is a time of powerful like change in my personal life. So this was really interesting. But I want to read the book to you and see what you guys thought, and I'll kind of do a generalized transition, or not transition, sorry, translation of kind of what this may mean. And I'll try to give some examples and things if I can as well. So the card is the helper. Um, she has waited with only this rock holding her up, often thinking herself to be quite alone and abandoned, but needing to do it all on her own. For a long time, she has been caught in a storm. She has clung on as long as possible through the worst part, but now she can again see ahead and has called out for help from the sea angels. There comes to her a helper who has felt the ripple of her energy through the waters, through the sky, back into the waters again. Your helper will make their way to you, most beloved child of the sea, to ask what you need, to keep sending out the affirmation that you will be assisted in your time of need, that you will be given what you require to keep going. There are signs all around you, from the beginnings who dwell between the worlds, signs that will encourage you, messages that will support you. The angels come in many forms, but not always those we have thought would come, and not always the people we could count on. However, when you truly reach out and open your heart, your people, your community, and your kin will find you, support you, and keep you while you rest amidst the turmoil of the world. Please do not give up hope. The angels in their myriad forms are on their way. Sorry, I lost my place there for a minute. That's what that awkward pause was. But when I read that, it just kind of was like, oh, crap. Okay. I will add it into this video after I record, so it may look weird when I go to post it, if I can. But if you guys remember, a couple weeks ago, I did a 5 card spread. And one of those cards that I had gotten was to build a community for myself, like try to find those people. So the fact that this card was like hints at I'm getting a step closer to that is actually pretty exciting and powerful for me, because that is something that I have struggled with quite some time, especially as an adult, I should say. When you're a kid, you're in elementary, middle, high school, yeah, you have your cliques and this and that, but it is a lot easier to talk, to mingle, to connect with people because you're with them all day. You grew up with them, you're seeing them 5 days a week kind of thing. And at that time, kids are kids. Fast forward, you have to go into the real world, and it's not easy. Um, so the card really kind of gave me that hope that maybe I am on the right path to build more than just having that one or two friends that I do have. And the friends I do have are fantastic. I may not necessarily be the best friend all the time, but that is something that I'm working on myself as well. So again, that change, that power, is what that kind of relates to for me. Um, Taking a closer look as well. I am trying to find that support system, which being able to do these videos gives me that support for myself, I should say, because I get to talk. And just talk. No one's coming at me, no one's telling me to shush, anything like that. So, in a way, this is a way to build those connections in that community and that support. Whew, whew, my heart is fluttering just kind of talking about this. And so, hardship, you know, um, life throws curveballs all the time. So, I really thought that this card kind of hit home as well. Talking about how your hardships are going to come to an end. You're going to find that strength, that power. So again, she's holding herself up out of water. Kind of think of like fish out of water, kind of. Not calling her fish, but fish out of water. That concept of you need to get back in to get to where you're going. And hardships in general for anybody's life can be anything, so it can be relationships, work, finances, all of the above. So I want you to take a moment to think of what your deepest hardship is, what you're struggling with the most. And how can the power of crazy wild storms, heavy rain, winds, tornado type energy, how can that power help you elevate to be able to have that strength to strengthen your back, put your shoulders back, and put yourself forward in your daily life? I want you to find the potential in yourself, the power in yourself to move forward. And this card, I think, based upon everything that I did yesterday, with hunting down different things I needed to, doing lots of math, numbers, and things like that. I think that this card is also related to that aspect of my life as well. So, which again is pretty wild. Or the fact that, like, I said, hey, what do the storms bring? And the guidebook even talks about after a storm, you're going to rise up. um, and like I said, this is kind of a awkward tarot episode. I'm also doing things a little differently. I only have like a 20-minute window. But I wanted to just kind of leave this card open for interpretation for everybody. So that way you can go through the same process that I did. Look at the card, ask the question, look at the card, get your thought process, and move forward. And that's kind of how I wanted to leave today's video. I'll do some follow-ups on the Discord and the Instagram if you guys follow me there. And I hope that the next videos are able to come out better. And like I said, we're kind of going from there. Today's a little different because I'm inside, but I do have some new fun things in store. I'm going to do a little bit of a tarot history. I'm going to compare tarot to oracle, and I am working on a video that talks about a tarot card that I pulled from my Nightmare Before Christmas deck that kind of started it all and pushed me towards this path that I'm on, doing these videos, this oracle deck that I have, all those exciting things. So like I said, I'm going to try to put that other initial spread. If not, it will be on the Discord. And guys, join me over there. I would love to hear from you. Like I said, this video is unedited. It's kind of an awkward one, but let me know what you think, if this is a concept that y'all like, and I can do more like this, or I can go back to the old way. But again, thank you so much for coming out, listening to me, and for everybody for watching my videos in general. It's just super exciting when I get those thumbs up, or I look and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all these views. And my views aren't by the thousands or anything like that, but every single view just makes me super excited that you guys are listening. So again, thank you so much for everything. And I just like doing these. So enjoy the rest of your day. If you're not watching this in the morning, I realize it's morning for me, but it may not be for you. So afternoon, evening, whatever time of the day. I hope that the rest of it is fantastic. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.